Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk, back another video day. And today, the Dallas Mavericks have signed Jaden Hardy to a 3-year, $18 million extension, as the third-year guard is getting some nice cash. 3 years, $18 million, $6 million a year. Look, I love Jaden Hardy. I really do. I think he's a terrific guard. Brings in good shooting, shot 36% from three last year with Dallas, shot 40% in his rookie season. Was pretty solid in the playoffs, 19 games in the playoffs, shot 40% from three, taking about one and a half threes a game, averaged 4.2 points per game off the bench in the finals run for them. The regular season averaged 7.3 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game. I like the extension for the Mavs. I really do, but I don't see Jaden Hardy having a big year this year. Look, it's possible, but I look at some of the additions that have been made for the Mavericks. It's not just Klay Thompson. Sure, you can look at Klay Thompson, but I don't think that's a big part of Jaden Hardy's minutes go down. Also, Jaden Hardy, who wasn't getting a lot of minutes he was getting minutes, but he wasn't getting a lot of minutes. He got 13 minutes per game last year, but it's adding in Klay Thompson. I think the main parts for me, Klay Thompson doesn't mean much. Klay Thompson's a great player, he's a great shooter, but that's just basically like replacing Derrick Jones Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. was a starter for that Dallas Mavericks team last year for most of the year, in the playoffs, in the finals. Klay Thompson is coming in. He's going to be, taking that spot at the 3. PJ Washington's still at the 4. Daniel Gafford's still at the 5. Obviously, Luka and Kyrie are still there. So it's not like Klay's coming off the bench. He's not taking any minutes from Jaden Hardy. It's the other additions that I think take minutes away from Jaden Hardy. And it's like trading for Quentin Grimes, a guy who is a great three-point shooter, just like Jaden Hardy, but is a better defender than Hardy. It's also adding in a familiar face like Spencer Dinwiddie, who has a lot of chemistry with Luka Doncic, is another very solid shooter, good point guard. It's also, bringing back Dante Exum, who had such a strong season last year, kind of emerged for the Dallas Mavericks. It's adding in a guy like Najee Marshall from New Orleans, from the Pelicans, who can play at the 4, 3, or 2. So there are so many additions off the bench for the Mavericks that make me think it's going to be kind of hard for Hardy to, I'm not going to say get minutes this year, but to go up in minutes. I think his minutes are going to stay, his minutes are going to either be right at the same as it was last year, which for a player who has potential like him, that doesn't mean much. This is a guy who every season his minutes should be going up, but it kind of seems like it's going the wrong way. It seems like it keeps going down, because his rookie year he averaged 15 minutes per game. Last year was 13 and a half. So with the additions like Klay, which doesn't mean much, like I mentioned, but the additions off the bench that really mean a lot, like Spencer Dinwiddie, Quentin Grimes, Spencer Dinwiddie, Quentin Grimes, Dante Exum coming back, Najee Marshall, and there are only 2 guys that left the team: Derrick Jones Jr. and Josh Green. So, and one of those guys is a starter. Derrick Jones Jr. is getting replaced by Klay. Josh Green was traded. He's basically being replaced by Quentin Grimes. Josh Green was replaced by Quentin Grimes. So Hardy could still get some good minutes, but with Josh Green gone, you would have thought that was a great chance for Jaden Hardy, but they bring in Quentin Grimes in that deal. It was a sign and trade deal. They signed Spencer Dinwiddie. They signed Najee Marshall, who I really like, from New Orleans. They bring back Dante Exum, who was phenomenal last year. So it's such a tight rotation already. Because off the bench you have Lively, you have Dinwiddie, you have all these other pieces off the Najee Marshall, Dante Exum, Quentin Grimes, so many pieces off the bench. it's a tight rotation, and it's going to be hard for him to get some minutes. But I think he'll still get minutes, but it's going to be hard for his minutes to go up in such a tight rotation like Dallas has. He'll still get minutes, I think, but with the way he has progressed in his career at times, and looks really, really, really good, you think he's a guy who'd be getting more minutes as his career goes on and not less. Let me know your thoughts on the extension for the Dallas Mavericks in the comment section, and peace out.